Hey, paisanos and wise guys, looking for a place where ass-kicking storytelling meets mob-tastic animation? You're in the right freaking neighborhood. Welcome to Bambi Palermo's Pizzaverse, where every event is served with a hot slice of satire, a dash of danger, and a sprinkle of wise guy charm. Now let me break it down for you. The Pizzaverse is Bambi's twisted little patch of YouTube magic, where mob-style drama, twisted tales, and brooding characters camp out under one roof. We got everything, from tales from the Pizzaverse, like Tale of the Three Bookies, to Brooklyn bloodlines and straight-up surreal shorts like a Pizzaverse elegy. Bambi's tossing out stories about rival factions, neon dreamscapes, personality clashes. Sometimes they roast each other. Sometimes they mourn the death of a frog-filthy nerd. Funeral for the frog, anyone? Here's the deal. This ain't your grandma's pasta night. Each episode is a juicy meatball of drama, humor, and cartoon-fueled mayhem that'll have you looking forward to what's next. Pizzaverse news keeps you updated, but with that extra gangster twist, capiche? You want to laugh at mob-style absurdity. You want to be pulled into twisted fables where gravity's optional and emotions are served a la mode. Bambi's got you covered, from the classic Pizzaverse News Ep. 15, The Haircut, to the fresh out the oven, the Pizzaverse Roast, a slice of revenge. Tale of the Three Bookies. Mobsters, backroom deals, dramatic reveals. A Pizzaverse Roast, a slice of revenge. Brutal, hilarious, chaotic. Pizzaverse State of the Union. Big talk, bigger laughs, and maybe a coup or two. And that's just the appetizer, folks. Just wait till dessert. So what do you say? Ready to ride with us through this bizarre, cheesy, yet always badass universe Bambi's cooked up? Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, tell us who you want to see in the next slice of mayhem. The Pizzaverse is hot, fresh, and needed for your attention. Stay wise, stay spicy, and welcome to the freaking Pizzaverse, where we always win.
Mugs, what the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
Bambi's Twisted Tales presents The Mind of Madness, Analyzing Evil, Dr. Hannibal Lecter. Evil wears a suit. You ever sit across from somebody and realize halfway through dinner that you're not the one doing the eating? That's the thing about monsters like Dr. Hannibal Lecter. They don't crawl out of swamps or hide in alleys. Nah, they sip Chianti, quote Marcus Aurelius, and talk about art while sizing you up like a filet mignon. Now, let's get one thing straight. Lecter ain't your typical boogeyman. He ain't some drooling ghoul with a chainsaw. He's elegant evil, the kind that walks into a room and makes you forget what side of the table you're on. Born from the mind of author Thomas Harris, Dr. Hannibal Lecter is a psychiatrist, a genius, and a cannibal, 3 words that should never share a resume. But they do, and the result? One of the most chilling magnetic figures in fiction and psychology. You got The Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon, Hannibal, Manhunter, Hannibal Rising, all different shades of the same nightmare. A man so intelligent he can get inside your head while he's planning to eat what's inside your skull. But here's the kicker. He ain't a mindless killer. He's civilized. He kills with etiquette. He dines with grace. He's proof that evil don't always come with fangs. Sometimes it comes with fine wine. And that's why we fear him. Because Hannibal Lecter's evil don't just exist in fiction, it reflects something deep and human. A side of ourselves that's cold, calculating, and hungry for control. Let's peel this back layer by layer. From the trauma that birthed him, to the intellect that defined him, to the morality that vanished long before the first scream. This ain't just horror. This is a masterclass in evil disguised as refinement. The boy who became the beast. Before the good doctor ever served a man's liver with Chianti, he was a child, a boy named Hannibal Lecter, born into privilege in Lithuania during World War II. But war don't care about privilege. War strips you bare, and Lecter's childhood was stripped to the bone. When he was 8 years old, his family's castle was overrun by desperate soldiers. His parents were killed. His sister, Misha, his only light, was taken. And in the most horrifying act imaginable, those soldiers cooked and ate her, right in front of him. Now, that kind of trauma don't heal. It calcifies. It molds the soul into something unnatural. From that moment on, Hannibal Lecter's humanity died with his sister. The rest of his life? A performance, a reconstruction. The boy was gone. The mask, the doctor, the intellectual, the gentleman, that came later. Psychologists call this reactive formation. You take pain so severe, you twist it into power. Hannibal didn't just survive his trauma, he weaponized it. By the time he's a man, he's cultured, charming, impossibly refined. But underneath, there's a furnace. Every insult, every cruelty, every flaw in humanity, he sees it like wrought on a masterpiece. So he decides he's gonna play God, pruning the rude, consuming the unworthy, sculpting a better world in his own image. And that's how evil dresses up as art. The psychiatrist of the damned. Imagine sitting in a psychiatrist's office. You pour your heart out, your fears, your darkest memories, and the man across from you. He ain't taking notes to help you. He's studying you, smelling your fear, judging your worth. That's Lecter, the doctor who listens not to heal but to hunt. As a psychiatrist, he learned every contour of the human mind, not to fix it, but to exploit it. His brilliance made him untouchable. Lawyers, politicians, socialites, they all adored him. But every dinner party he attended had a hidden course. He was surgical in his murders. Each one carried a twisted logic, a sense of justice. He didn't kill for chaos, he killed for taste. To Lecter, the act of murder was refinement, trimming the excess from a vulgar world. And his victims? They were often hypocrites, liars, cheats, abusers. He didn't see himself as a monster. He saw himself as a corrector. That's the disturbing part, the rationality. He's not insane, he's hypersane. He doesn't hear voices, he is the voice. The one that whispers, you can be better, or you can be dinner. The psychology of cannibalism. Now, let's chew on the big one, cannibalism. Why eat people? What's the psychology behind it? Clinically, cannibalism represents total domination. It's the consumption of identity. You ain't just killing your victim, you're absorbing them. To Lecter, it's the ultimate form of control. In his mind, the act of eating another human is symbolic. It erases weakness, absorbs strength, and eliminates imperfection. It's Nietzsche with a fork. You got traits of psychopathy, narcissism, and sadism all playing a part. He lacks empathy. He manipulates with charisma. He derives satisfaction from total mastery over others. This ain't impulsive bloodlust. This is ritualized predation, performed with the precision of a sommelier. Every meal, every victim, carefully chosen, as if humanity's flaws offend his palate. It's moral horror wrapped in elegance. And it challenges the viewer. If evil can be this intelligent, this composed, what does that say about the rest of us? Vinny, narrator. Then there's Clarice Starling, the FBI trainee who walks into a prison basement and meets a monster in a cage. And instead of flinching, she talks to him. Their conversations ain't therapy, they're duels. She's seeking clues to catch another killer, but he's dissecting her. He peers through her like glass, her trauma, her ambitions, her hunger to prove herself in a man's world. And he loves it. Not romantically, intellectually, spiritually almost. Clarice is purity in motion. Hannibal sees in her what he lost, innocence with purpose. And he admires it, maybe even envies it. Their dynamics like a confessional, predator and prey switching seats back and forth. Clarice humanizes him, makes him vulnerable, if such a word can even apply. And Lecter gives her something back, clarity, direction, the strength to face her demons. It's twisted, poetic, and deeply human. They're not lovers, they're reflections. One seeks redemption. The other, revelation. And that's what makes their bond unforgettable. Because it shows us that even monsters crave connection, even if it's only to destroy it. The beauty of horror. Let's talk about the presentation. Lecter ain't just a killer, he's a performance artist. Everything about him, the wine, the diction, the wardrobe, is theater. He's staging a play for himself where every corpse is a canvas. He don't just remove life, he redefines it. That's why he fascinates us. Because he elevates evil into sophistication. We don't want to like him, but we do. He's calm when others panic, composed when others beg. He turns murder into poetry. And Hollywood, they ran with it. Anthony Hopkins' performance turned Lecter into a cultural archetype, the refined killer. He became shorthand for intellect twisted by ego. Even psychologists use him in case studies, not cause he's real, but cause he's realistic. He captures the essence of predatory intellect, the idea that intelligence alone ain't morality. Knowledge without empathy is the devil's favorite disguise. The morality of madness. Let's chew on something philosophical for dessert. If evil is the absence of empathy, then Hannibal Lecter is the vacuum itself. He don't believe in sin or punishment or guilt. He believes in taste. He's moral relativism personified. Good and evil ain't opposites, they're flavors. In his world, cruelty is refinement. To be human is to be base. To be divine is to consume. That's the horror, not that he kills, but that he makes it seem reasonable. He forces us to look inward and ask, if you could act without consequence, would you still be good? The mirror never lies. At the end of it all, Lecter ain't just a monster. He's a mirror. He reflects what we fear most about ourselves. That civility is fragile, and beneath it we're all animals wearing manners. He's proof that intelligence don't equal virtue. That art don't excuse atrocity. that the mind, left unchecked by conscience, becomes its own kind of hell. So as the screen fades to black, and that eerie voice whispers, "I'm having an old friend for dinner," you realize he ain't talking about cannibalism. He's talking about us. About the hunger we all carry, for power, for control, for understanding the abyss. And that's what makes Hannibal Lecter eternal. He ain't horror, he's reflection. He's every whisper we pretend not to hear. And that, my friends, is the anatomy of evil, carved, cooked, and served with Chianti. From trauma to intellect, from refinement to ruin, Hannibal Lecter shows us what happens when the mind divorces the soul. Now, if you enjoy this twisted little feast, do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button, share this doc with the family, and pull up a chair at the Pizzaverse. 'Cause here we don't serve horror, we serve the truth, with a side of marinara and moral reflection. This has been Bambi's Twisted Tales, and remember, the monsters that scare us most are the ones that dine with us.